Hi Libra, thanks for tuning in. This is going to be your reading for April 2020. While I'm shuffling, please tune in and check in with your higher self and your guides. Ask them to connect with me, my higher self and my guides, and relay any information or messages that they would like you to have. By setting up that feedback loop right now, you'll make sure that the messages that come through this reading are actually tailored for you. So we're going to have a look at the general energies available for the sign of Libra. Please don't multitask while you're watching this reading. I want to make sure that you make the most out of your time here and you don't miss anything important or vital that's coming through for you. Grab some headphones and a cup of tea and let's take a look. So yeah, High Priestess is at the bottom of the deck. You have Tower here in your reading as well as Judgment. Both of those cards have been coming through for a lot of the signs in this month's reading. For the obvious reasons, we're all kind of going through a very similar thing at the moment. This is probably a very significant moment in time in that maybe it's probably one of the events that has occurred on Earth that everyone has been affected by. So, what we have here, as I said, at the foundation you have the High Priestess. For major arcana cards in this reading, you have Judgment in the recent past, Tower in reverse in the foundation. You also have the Moon here in the position of hopes and fears. So with both the Moon and the High Priestess in this reading, as well as Judgment and Tower, all four of those cards I would say are very significant energies that describe an initiation, a very significant transition, information that maybe has been hidden or secret or undisclosed, being disclosed and revealed through the Tower and through the High Priestess and the Moon. The Tower and the Judgment are bringing this energy of unexpected shifts and changes, sudden transformations, revelations, information being brought to light, sudden unexpected shifts. Okay. And with that, all that being said, what we have here at the center of the reading is the Queen of Cups, upright, crossed by the Eight of Cups in reverse. So what this is telling me is that at this time, what's important for you is to find a centered, stable, calm, emotional space within. And from that space, all things can proceed forward with dignity, with grace, with composure. And your energy or your task in this current situation is to simply maintain composure and balance and to how do I explain that? There's an energy in this reading that's showing you finding opportunity in the changing landscape, in the sudden changing landscape. There's also here, it's showing you being resourceful and reevaluating the situation, reevaluating your resources and reevaluating your projects and your current circumstances in ways that you can find solutions for those sudden unexpected changes that might be affecting the landscape that you had predicted when you set things in motion in the recent past. There is also here an energy of consolidating your resources, consolidating your financial situation, consolidating your physical energy so that you can be able to find a stable, grounded base point to kind of move forward from this position. And there's also this energy with the Ten of Cups here, I feel, where it seems like a minor point here actually with the Ten of Cups in reverse. It's kind of like because some sudden unexpected changes have occurred, there may be a sort of moment where what you were working towards and seemed like was nearly close by to a stage of completion or fulfillment is now a little bit delayed or set back a little bit. But as I said, I don't see that as a long-term effect. I don't see that as I feel like the closure that you've been looking for or that you were working towards with a given circumstance is still nearby, just maybe a slight delay on that for some of you. What else we have here in this reading, which is interesting, is these two knights coming together in this quadrant of your environment. We have Knight of Wands and Knight of Swords coming out here. They're both upright. This energy in your environment tells me a few things. One is that on an energetic level, you are in a very proactive state of being with the energy of your circumstances, having these kind of sudden and swift, unexpected changes showing up. It tells me here that it gives me confidence that you are very, you're actually being very mindful and positive and, yeah, proactive and creative and innovative about how you're going to pivot and respond to the changing circumstances. It tells me also here that you're using innovation and creativity and inspiration and passion, as well as action. The knights, both of these knights coming out here together are telling me that you're being proactive about your circumstances, that you're not being, I don't feel an energy of your spirit being diminished or being, I don't feel any kind of like harsh energy in this reading or despondency or negativity or fear. I'm feeling a lot of proactivity from your side. I'm feeling that you are kind of taking what comes and seeing how you can work with it and what you can do with it to transmute it and to evolve it into something that will have a beneficial effect for you in the future. You have actually in this reading a lot of fire energy. You have the Three of Wands is there in reverse, but you have the Page of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and the King of Wands all in this reading. Again, that's telling me that you're using your inspiration, you're using creativity, you're using vital life force energy and enthusiasm to channel forward ideas and it's giving me this feeling, this sensation that there is no lag time between your gut reaction to a situation and you taking action on it in a way that is very thoughtful and very creative and very considerate and considered in ways that will actually be very profoundly beneficial to you in the moments that are preceding directly after this event and also in the long-term future. There's an energy here of like thoughtfulness with these three Pentacle cards in this reading. Ace of Pentacles is in the outcome. The Four of Pentacles is in the position of you now. And the Seven of Pentacles is in the crowning card position of the reading. So this energy is what's sort of capping this whole spread here. And what that's telling me is that while you might have a tiny moment of contraction just initially with this changing event that's sudden and unexpected, what that's forcing you to do is, as I said earlier, evaluate your resources, evaluate your current position, restore and reset your environment and your projects and the way you have put energy into things. And that is allowing you to, it's like weeding out the things that are not really part of a bigger picture that you can see yourself still engaging with in the future. I hope this is making sense. What else is here? This Eight of Cups here is a crossing card reading. It's in reverse. So that what this is telling me here is that as part of this reevaluation, there's some things that you need to go back over and check on. Right? So instead of moving away from and walking away from some things that maybe have been fulfilling in the past but that no longer necessarily give you that sense of satisfaction that they once did, I feel here that there is some element here of going back over as part of this reevaluation energy that I'm getting with the Seven of Pentacles. There's a need to go back over, reevaluate, reconsider. Reconsider what you may have wanted to walk away from, but that maybe now you feel is a time to kind of reflect on and see if it wouldn't be a bad idea to continue a little bit longer and maybe start something else. If you've got other ideas that you have initiated or that you've already been considering that you want to move forward on, what I feel here is that this is a time to not necessarily stop doing the old projects and walk away from them now, but to continue and maybe go back over things and see where you can maybe revive something or give a little bit more energy to something that you had already been working on and still initiate this new thing that you have in mind with the Ace of Pentacles and this Page of Wands here. but now may not be the time to completely end or stop working on something that you had previously been working on. I hope that's clear. Now in this quadrant here of the hopes and fears, we have the moon and the 3 of wands in reverse. This is the same as what I just described. What this is telling me is that you may have been kind of pursuing a future project or future goals, and you may have been considering completing or closing out or ending some projects that you've been working on, or like closing out some cycles with some collaborators or with some particular relationships, whether that's in work or in pleasure. Mostly, I have to say, in this reading, I feel this is primarily giving messages for you about your work and finances. I'm not really seeing necessarily a lot of relationship information in this reading, but we'll see later on when we get to the extension if there's anything here that comes out. But what I wanted to say about this moon and 3 of wands in reverse in the hopes and fears is that this is a time, again, to reevaluate, to reconsider, to look back over things. Like it's not that you shouldn't look to the future and see how you can create new products or new services or new brands or new businesses or new services or whatever. You can and you ought to. But this is saying here that there's something about what you've done in the past that you can revive or bring new energy to kind of, or maybe there's something here about going back to your old customers and letting them know that you're still around, or that you have a service that's new to them that they may not know about, that you can provide them. It's something like that. It's like, it's not entirely new. It's not entirely outside of your scope of what you know to do, but there's an element of going back around and contact. I feel like there's energy here about getting in touch with your old customers, or letting your current customers know that you have some new services or something along those lines that will help you to kind of generate or initiate something that's new but old. That's what I feel. And again, with these knights here and the page and the king in the outcome, there's an energy of being proactive. There's an energy of being creative, of being innovative, of being thoughtful and considerate, and using the power of your talents and skills, but with a really practical, creative mix to plant seeds that will come back in a very fruitful way in the future. And it just as a way of kind of helping you manage and restore and consolidate your resources, so that at this time there is that you're able to create a kind of stability. At the bottom of the deck, High Priestess, King of Swords in reverse, 2 of Swords, Ace of Wands in reverse. Okay, so you have 2 kings now in your reading in reverse, 2 aces. This High Priestess and the Moon together, I definitely feel like there is something in this reading that's talking about deep, mystical, kind of hidden things, occult things. Like, there's now, like, okay, so you have this 8 of Cups here with the Moon symbolism. You have the Moon, which is Moon. You have this 2 of Swords, which is Moon. And then you have the High Priestess, which is also with Moon symbolism in it. All this Moon energy here in your reading. What that's telling me is that I'm hearing revoke. Let me look that up real quick. Revoke means to put an end to the validity or operation of a decree, a decision, a promise, or in the second definition, this is a verb in bridge and other card games, to fail to follow suit, being able to do so. I don't know about that, but in the verb it says to put an end to the validity or operation of a promise or something. Okay, so let's come back to the cards here. Revoke. Okay, so what I feel with that is, for some of you, if you have made a promise to someone, or you maybe had issued a if you've given your word to somebody that you would do something, I feel that this is what this is saying here with these 2 kings in reverse, this 2 of swords, this ace of wands in reverse, is that this may be a time now where you need to change your mind about that, and you need to communicate that to someone. So you maybe have to withdraw your promise about something. You may need to withdraw your tell somebody that you can't do something that you at one point said that you could. That's what I feel here with this revoked, with these 2 kings. Yeah. It's like the other hand now. The shoe is on the other foot. That's what I feel. So things have changed unexpectedly, and you may not be able to now fulfill the promise that you had once made about something specific. I feel that it's in relation to a work, either some kind of business contract or work-related project. Like maybe you said you could do something for someone and now you can't, or maybe you had planned to go into a collaboration with someone, business partnership with someone, and now you can't. Or maybe you were about to sign a partnership with someone and now you're unable to do so because your financial situation has changed, your resources are looking differently now. There's something along those lines here. It may not be that it's completely off the table, but it could just be that it may be pushed back a little bit to a time where things are feeling a little bit more stable and more comfortable, and you may be feeling at this time you're not feeling as confident about pursuing a project or an investment, and the time is not now, but maybe it will be in the future. But there's definitely, I feel here with this King of Swords reversed and the King of Wands reversed, that maybe you may have been like in discussions with someone about collaborating or going into partnership, and now you're unable to. And what I feel is important here with this Page of Wands and this Two of Swords is that you need to communicate that to the other person. I feel like there's somebody waiting here to hear from you, this other king. I feel like these kings are both representative of your energy, but in this situation, this specific situation that I'm talking about here, this King of Wands is waiting to hear from you. And I feel that you might be hesitating a little bit because you're obviously afraid of letting somebody down, or of your word being not fulfilled. But I feel very strongly that this person is going to be very understanding, and that you need not hesitate or avoid communication, because they will definitely understand and there'll be no issue. All right, Libra, checking over here. There is a lot of moon energy in this reading. I feel that on another level. Okay, we'll do the higher octave spread in a second and see if there's any more information on that in the higher octave. But I do feel that for you guys at this time specifically, I mean, for the most part in this reading, I spoke a lot on finances and work and projects in the mundane world. But I feel with all these moon energy cards coming out that there's a lot happening for you on a very subtle level, in your subconscious level. I feel that for a lot of you, you're experiencing a very deep healing of your subconscious mind, and that healing energy is, you may not understand it. That's why I feel like it's all kind of happening, you know, like all these cards coming out here. Even this Queen of Cups, I feel Queen of Cups, High Priestess, and Moon are all very much kind of describing the energy you're in right now, where there's this kind of like emotional healing happening, but in the unconscious, in the subconscious mind. You may not be aware of what's actually going on here. There's something, and look at the colors too, like all these blues. It's very watery. It's very watery. It's very emotional. You may, during the course of this month, the time period that this reading is for is April, but you might, whenever you're watching this, if it hasn't already happened, there could be something really profound and specific coming to your awareness from the unconscious mind that's being illuminated, that might be helping you understand something specific. Also with the Judgment card here, it's helping you heal something, a deep wound from the past that you have not necessarily been able to really understand. And you might get some clarity at this time as a result of circumstances changing in a very sudden and unexpected way. It may be, there could be this sort of energy of like an orchestration where, because of circumstances being different from what you expected, you have a kind of space and time to evaluate and look at things differently, and that's helping to bring this revelation to your conscious awareness. So don't underestimate the value of the time that we're in right now. It may seem inconvenient, it may seem awkward and uncomfortable, but it's actually hugely beneficial to you, and it can bring you to this space of realizing that there is a new possibility, new potentials available to you, and that may not necessarily be in the mundane world. We're talking about deep, subtle energies in the unconscious mind that are shifting and changing and getting recalibrated. So make the most of the time that you have right now. It's very beneficial. Definitely consolidate and reorganize your time and your space so that you can give yourself the time to evaluate your resources on every level, not just physical and financial. Libra, that's it for the general reading. I'm going to take the Voyager deck now. We're going to do your higher octave spread. Again, join me while I shuffle. Send your energy into the deck so I can get really clear messages coming through for you. The higher octave reading is designed to provide a little more insight into forces at play. It can help to illuminate some blind spots. It can also help provide practical insight on how to best work with the energies available to make the most out of the lessons that were being dealt at this time. So please bring all of your awareness and presence to this reading. And let's take a look at the higher octave spread. 5 of Wands at the foundation at the bottom of the deck. 5 of Cups. Child of Crystals, that's the Page of Swords. 9 of Swords. The World in reverse, it's called Universe in this deck. 10 of Pentacles. 6 of Cups reversed. Woman of Cups. Hanged Man reversed. Magician reversed. Ace of Cups. 9 of Pentacles. 8 of Wands, 8 of Cups reversed, and 10 of Wands. Beautiful spread. Beautiful spread. There's 2 10s, 2 5s. We have a few repeating cards here. Like the 8 of Cups was the crossing card in the previous spread. We had an ace of, we had 2 aces in the previous reading. Now there's another ace here. We had the Woman of Cups, Queen of Cups as the general energy of the previous spread in the center of the reading. Now here it is in the position of you and how you see yourself right now. So this spread is really beautiful. It's very uplifting. It's giving a lot of positivity and spiritual guidance here. And so if you're interested in hearing what my interpretation of this spread, click the link in the description box below and follow that link there, and you'll find yourself at this higher octave spread. If not, thank you so much for watching. It's an honor and a pleasure to read from you. I really hope you found some things in there that you can use, that you can work with to help you on your way. Thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video.